Now, the National Integrity Alliance, NIA, which is a civil society pressure group, is urging the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, not to allow 25 Kenyan political aspirants with questionable integrity issues to run for elective positions in the August 9 polls. In Deputy President William Ruto's camp, 8 leaders allied to the United Democratic Alliance are on the list, while on Raila's side, 10 pro-Azimio la Umoja aspirants have been flagged. Now, the National Integrity Alliance is made up of a number of smaller groups, and these include: one, we have the Transparency International Kenya, or rather TI Kenya. 2, we have Inuka Kenya Nisisi. 3, we have Mzalendo Trust. 4, we have the Institute of Social Accountability, or rather TISA. And 5, we have the Kenyan Human Rights Commission, or rather KHRC. Now, the group stated that it had gotten all its information from oversight institutions such as the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, or rather EACC, the Office of the Auditor General, and the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution. Now, the group has come up with what they referred to as the Red Campaign, where they posted images and names of politicians with cases of integrity that should be barred from participating in the August 9 elections. The names were posted on Twitter in a post that read as follows: hashtag Redcard 2022. The political aspirants below have been hashtag red-carded after an objective and impartial investigation. They are not fit to serve in any appointive or elective public offices. Electoral vetting institutions should bar them from vying in the hashtag 2022 general elections. Hashtag Radani Integrity. Now, I intend to analyze each and every politician on the list in separate videos so I can further dissect their cases for you, my viewers, to properly grasp them. I intend to save the videos in one playlist later on after I'm done analyzing all the politicians on the list. So remember to subscribe to the channel and keep up with this content, and I guarantee it will be quite the ride. Now let's get on with this. First on the list is Aisha Jumwa, and she is the current Malindi constituency member of parliament. She is an affiliate of the Deputy President William Ruto's Hustler movement, and she is currently chasing the Kilifi County gubernatorial seat. Now, in 2019, Aisha Jumwa was arrested in connection to a fatal shooting of a man named Jola Ngumbao. The man is said to have been akin to an ODM party candidate named Reuben Mwamure Katana. Now, Jumwa is said to have stormed the house of the ODM party candidate in the company of her 2 bodyguards and a crowd. According to witnesses, the incident occurred at around 4 p.m. ODM officials had been in a meeting to strategize on how to guard votes in the Ganda ward by elections that were to be held shortly. The meeting had been held in the house of the then ODM party candidate for Ganda ward, Reuben Mwamure Katana. Reuben Mwamure would go on to win the by-elections, and he is now the current Ganda ward rep. Now, it is said that Aisha Jumwa had apparently learnt about the secret meeting by the ODM officials, and she then alerted police officers that there was apparently a campaign meeting going on in Katana's house, despite the fact that official campaign time had ended. In response to her report, the police sent a Land Cruiser to Mr. Katana's house, and on investigating, they discovered that it was just a very simple meeting and not a campaign meeting as Aisha Jumwa had alleged. The officers then left because it was clearly not a campaign meeting. 20 minutes later, another police Land Cruiser arrived at the meeting, followed by 2 other vehicles. Miss Jumwa and 2 bodyguards alighted from the 2 vehicles, and a large crowd then teamed up with Miss Jumwa and walked to where the meeting was taking place. A witness who was at the meeting said she heard Aisha Jumwa shouting at one of the police officers, claiming that since the police had failed to do what she had sent them to do, she was going to handle matters herself. Her crowd then began throwing stones at the ODM officials at Mr. Katana's house, and they, together with other people who had attended the meeting, began to fight back and defend themselves. The police fired in the air and used tear gas canisters at the two groups, but the violence continued. Gumbao was shot at this point in the chest and on the shoulder, though it is not clear who fired the shot. He was rushed to the hospital, but later on he would lose his life. Several ODM officials that had attended the meeting were injured during the scuffle, and this included the Magarini Member of Parliament Michael Kingi. Aisha is said to have fled the scene right after the shooting. A contingent of police officers then headed to her home, where she had retreated to. At first, Mrs. Jumwa denied the police entry, hence they used force to gain entry and arrested Mrs. Jumwa. This case is still ongoing. This is though not the only time that Aisha Jumwa had been arrested. Now, in August 2019, the Director of Public Prosecution, Nurdin Haji, ordered the arrest of Ms. Aisha Jumwa for defrauding the National Constituency Development Fund of 19 million Kenya shillings. Now, according to the DPP, several businesses belonging to Ms. Jumwa but controlled by other people on her behalf fraudulently received funds amounting to 19 million shillings from the CDF kitty. It was discovered that out of the 19 million shillings, 2.5 million shillings had been transferred to Ms. Jumwa's personal account, which according to the DPP accounts for conflict of interest. She was charged with 1. Conspiracy to commit an offense of corruption, 2. Willful failure to comply with law related to procurement, 3. Conflict of interest, money laundering, acquisition of proceeds of crime, forgery, and uttering. So I hope you, the electorate, can see for yourself and be wise when voting. Forget about partisan politics and choose individuals. Anyways, at the end of the day, the choice is yours. Feel free to drop a comment below. We'll be seeing you in a short while with the second video about the second politician on the NIA list, that is none other than Ali Korane, the current governor of Garissa. Join me and find out who he is and what his case is about. See you soon.